Good morning, students. So we are starting with issue of shares. Actually, we are doing reissue of shares, which were issued at par. Reissue only comes when the shares are forfeited. We have already learnt about forfeiture. Now we will be learning about issued at par, which were issued at par. Those shares are forfeited and reissued. Let's see. So forfeited shares may be reissued by the company which were issued at par, which were issued at premium, or these forfeited shares may be reissued at discount even. See, issue of shares were done in discount, but reissue can be done at discount. Remember it. And when we reissue the shares, when the shares are forfeited. When the shares were forfeited, then only we are reissuing the shares. Now, when and how the shares are forfeited? Remember, shares get forfeited when calls in arrear arises. Some of the shareholders, after repeated request, they are not paying the entire money. So calls in arrear has risen up, and that's why their shares are getting forfeited. Companies forfeiting their shares. Companies keeping their money without giving them any share capital. So when the company forfeiting the shares, these shares can be reissued. Now reissue can be done at par, at premium, or at discount. At par means 10 rupees shares at 10 rupees. At premium means more than 10 rupees. But at discount means less than 10 rupees. But how much? How much less? Can they issue the next, can they reissue the shares at 4 rupees per share, 5 rupees per share, 6 rupees per share as per their wish? Yes, they can, but only one condition, that whatever the calls in arrear value, the discount should be either equal to that or more than that or less than that. Discount will be either less than that or equal to calls in arrear. That means calls in arrear is suppose 4 rupees and discount is also 4 rupees. That means these shares can be reissued at 6 rupees. These shares can be reissued at 7 rupees. That means 3 rupees discount, which is less than calls in arrear value. 6 plus 4, 10. That you remember. That means whatever they have got and now what they will be reissuing and getting, that should be that should sum up to at least nominal value or more than that. But all these things you don't have to know. You just have to know for the theory purpose. The value of the reissue value will be given in the sum. Let's see, the journal entries are same. Bank to share capital directly. We will not be doing anything else but directly bank to capital for reissuing. For discount, bank share forfeiture to share capital. And for premiums, here issued at premium, bank to share capital to SPR. Company may reissue all the forfeited shares or company may reissue part of the forfeited shares. Suppose 1000 shares are forfeited and only 800 shares are reissued. That can also be possible. Let's understand this sum. Asset Limited issued 50,000 equity shares of 10 each, payable 1 on application, 2 on allotment, 3 on first call and 4 on final call. And who was allotted 1,000 shares and he has failed to pay in many cases and his shares were forfeited and reissued. Journal entries relating to the forfeiture of shares and reissue. And reissue we have to do. When they say reissue, we will see that we have to pass 3 entries, one for forfeiture, one for reissue, and for profit on reissue will be transferred to capital reserve. We will see that. Let's see the sum. First sum. Ayan failed to pay the second and final call. His shares were forfeited and reissued at par. We are only passing from forfeiture. That means entry number 7, 8 and 9. 7th entry, remember, was forfeiture, 8th entry reissue, and 9th entry was transfer to capital reserve. The reissued shares, the profit on the reissued share, that is share forfeiture credit value, is transferred to capital reserve. Let's see the first sum. Ayan has failed to pay the second and final call and his shares were forfeited and reissued at par. So second and final call he has failed to pay. And calls in arrear is how much then? 4 rupees per share. 4,000 is the calls in arrear. 6,000 he has already paid the money. The shares were issued at par. 6,000 he has already paid, 4,000 he has not paid. So share forfeiture entry will be what? Share forfeiture entry will be share capital account debit 10,000. 2 calls in arrear, that means 4 rupees which they have not paid. Ayan has not paid 4,000. 2 share forfeiture 6,000. So this is the entry of case 1. Next is what? We are reissuing the shares at par. In case 1, we are reissuing the shares at par. So when we are reissuing the shares at par, company is getting 10 rupees per share. Bank account debit 1,000 into 10, and we are reissuing all the shares. So 10,000 rupees. 2 share capital 10,000. There is no loss. See, if there would have been loss, we would have written share forfeiture account debit. If they would have issued the shares at less than 10 rupees, then share forfeiture account debit would have been there, as it will be in the next sums. Now we have to transfer this share forfeiture amount into capital reserve. You see, our share forfeiture credit item is 6,000. This 6,000 will be transferred to capital reserve. Share forfeiture to capital reserve, entire money is transferred. This is a capital profit, that's why it will be closed in capital reserve. How the balance sheet will look like for this one? See, the notes to accounts on share capital and on reserves and surplus. 50,000 shares it has become, because 49,000 and again 1,000 shares which were forfeited and reissued, that is 49,000 plus 1,000, 50,000 of 10 each, so 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs is your share, equity share subscribed and fully paid up, 5 lakhs. Then reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus has the value of capital reserve only 6,000. See, the capital reserve value was 6,000. Share forfeiture to capital reserve was 6,000. This 6,000 is capital reserve. That is coming under reserves and surplus. Now case 2. Ayan failed to pay the first call, and on his subsequent failure to pay the second and final call, his shares were forfeited and reissued at 2 rupees discount, a discount of rupees 2 per share. That means reissued at rupees 8. So his shares were forfeited. He has only paid till allotment, 3 rupees. That means 1 rupee on application, 2 rupees on allotment. He has not made the payment for first call, that is 3 rupees per share, and 4 rupees per share for second call. That means 7 rupees per share he has not paid. So call scenario is obviously he has not paid 7,000 rupees. So let's see our journal entry. Share capital account, the entire called up value. The company has called 10 rupees per share, so 10,000. Call scenario, how much he has not paid first call and second call, 7,000. And share forfeiture is how much? The money which he has paid on application and allotment, 3,000. Now we are reissuing the shares at 8 rupees. So bank account debit 1,000 into 8 as fully paid up. This word is not given. If not given, then also you have to understand that shares are reissued as fully paid up, means 10 rupees per share. To share capital 1,000 into 10, 10,000. And share forfeiture is 2 rupees. The discount figure. Discount, we don't write discount on shares. We write share forfeiture account debit. We write share forfeiture account debit over here. That is 2,000. Now we have to transfer to the capital reserve. See just the difference. Forfeiture profit was 3,000. Forfeiture loss is 2,000. Forfeiture profit is 3,000. Forfeiture loss is 2,000. Loss is 2,000. So 3,000 minus 2,000 is transferred and it has come to capital reserve. That means 1,000 only is transferred to capital reserve. 1,000 transferred to capital reserve. So share forfeiture to capital reserve. Now see the case 3. Ayan failed to pay the allotment money, failed to pay the first call, and on his subsequent failure to pay the second and final call, his shares were forfeited and reissued at a premium of rupees 3. That means what? His shares were reissued at 13 rupees per share. 13 rupees per share his shares were reissued. Now shares were reissued at 13 rupees per share means what? He has only paid the application money. He has only made the application money. Now when he has paid only the application money, it is what? Share capital account, entire fully called up 10,000. 2 calls in arrear, that is the amount which they have not paid, that is 9,000. And 2 share forfeiture, 1,000. So this is the entry. When we are reissuing the shares, we are reissuing at 13 rupees per share. So 1,000 into 13, 13,000. Share capital account That is the value which we transferred to the share capital, 10 rupees per share, and security premium is 3 rupees per share, so 3,000. Share forfeiture account, that is the profit. Profit will be what? Share forfeiture account profit will be 1,000 to capital reserve 1,000. Share forfeiture profit is only 1,000. So share forfeiture account profit, that is 1,000. How profit has come 1,000? Because share forfeiture was 1,000. Capital reserve we will not transfer we will not get it from security premium reserve. That is a separate thing. Only share forfeiture, which is a nominal account, that needs to be closed. That profit we cannot keep as a nominal profit. That profit is only transferred to capital reserve. Now case 4, students. The journal entry for this also, just you remember the journal entry for balance sheet over here is what? Security premium reserve is 3,000 and capital reserve 1,000. An entire 5 lakhs rupees we have got as subscribed and fully paid up. Let's see case 4. Same sum, case 4. Ayan failed to pay the first call. His shares were forfeited and reissued at par. So when Ayan has not paid the first call and his shares were forfeited, there is second call is not called only and his shares are forfeited. So called up value, you understand, 1 rupees application, allotment 2 rupees and first call 3 rupees. 6 rupees are the called up. He has not paid the first call. Call scenario is 3,000. So see, and you have received only 3 rupees. That means application and allotment. 3 rupees received, that is 2 share forfeiture 3,000. Not received, call scenario. Not received, call scenario 3,000. And called up is 6 rupees in this case, because after first call only these shares are forfeited. But reissued as fully paid up. Nothing mentioned means fully paid up. 2 share capital 10,000 fully paid up. And we have reissued at par. So bank value is also 10 rupees per share. Fully paid up means share capital will be 10,000. If in this term I would have told that as fully called up, then the share capital would have been 6,000 over here. And fully called up, this would have been 6,000. And then there would have been security premium reserve. Leave that. In this sum, it is 10,000 rupees received, 2 share capital 10,000. Now you see share forfeiture is credit 3,000 to capital reserve. The transferred money is into the capital reserve. It is also 3,000. Next is case 5. Case 5, what is the sum? Ayan failed to pay the money and his shares were forfeited. Failed to pay the allotment money. See, only he has paid the application money. 1 rupee only received. Maximum discount, you can have only 1 rupee, not more than that. You can issue these shares not less than 9 rupees. Because only 1 rupee you have received. 9 rupees was the discount. Your call scenario is 9 rupees per share. And you have to reissue these shares at rupees 9. Minimum reissue value should be 9 and it is given 9. So let's see this sum. Share capital, we have forfeited the shares after the allotment only. So called up value is 3,000. Call scenario 2 rupees we have not received. And share forfeiture is 1,000. Why 1,000? Because only 1,000 is the profit, the application money. You have reissued the shares at 9 rupees per share, so 9,000. The loss on share is 1 rupee per share because 10 rupee shares you have reissued at 9. The fully called up value is 10. That's why it is 10. Remember it. Though we are forfeiting the shares after 3 rupees only, but fully called up, nothing mentioned means fully called up, 10 rupee shares. We are reissuing at 9. We compare the discount value from here, 10 minus 9, 1. This is the reissue entry. There is nothing to be transferred to share forfeiture to be transferred to capital reserve because 1,000 is the credit and 1,000 is the debit. So capital reserve, there is nothing to be transferred. Now see the case 6. If Ayan failed to pay the allotment money and on his subsequent failure to pay the first call, his shares were forfeited. And after second and final call, his shares were reissued at rupees 15 per share. So Ayan in this case has failed to pay the allotment money and on his subsequent failure to pay the first call. After the first call and his shares were forfeited. And after second and final call, his shares were reissued. No, his shares were forfeited after the second call. After second call, his shares were reissued. Okay. So let's see. After no, one sec. His shares were forfeited after the first call. His shares were forfeited after the first call only. After the first call, his shares were forfeited. And these shares were reissued at rupees 15 per share. See, please read the sum again. If Ayan failed to pay the allotment money and only subsequent failure to pay the first call, his shares were forfeited. Just making after the first call, as he has not paid the first call, we are forfeiting his shares. So he has not made two payments, allotment and first call. And company is forfeiting his shares just after first call. So called up value is 6 rupees per share. Final call is not called only. So called up value will be only debited. Share capital account 6 rupees per share, 6,000. To call scenario, what he has not paid 5 rupees, 3 rupees on first call, 2 rupees on allotment, and what he has paid, that is only credited. We are reissuing this share at 15 rupees per share, so 1,000 into 15, 15,000. 2 security premium reserve, 5 rupees per share security premium reserve, and share forfeiture to capital reserve is the transfer of forfeiture is transferred to capital reserve. Let's see the balance sheet of this 4, 5, and 6. In the fourth entry, 49,000 shares and one more, they were reissued, the entire shares were reissued. This will be 50,000. 50,000 shares were subscribed and fully paid up because we have reissued these shares. There is no share forfeiture in this case, but there is capital reserve of 3,000. So when there is a capital reserve of 3,000, so it is, this is the balance sheet of case 4. Case 4, this is the balance sheet. Now case 5, 5 lakhs, there is nothing transferred in reserves and surplus. And case 6, 5 lakhs and capital reserve is 1,000. As well as there will come security premium reserve. Security premium reserve, and that is what? That value is 5,000. So 5,000 is transferred over here. It's security premium reserve. That is, your reserves and surplus will be 6,000. Your reserves and surplus in this case is 6,000. So these are the things in the sum. Hope you have understand, students. Now just see the homework. You have to do this sum as a homework and send it to me. Then we will be giving you issue of shares and reissue, forfeiture and reissue of all the shares issued at premium. That we will be showing in the next video. Thank you, students, for your patience listening. Hope you have liked the video. Hope you will like it and you will give the comments and you will subscribe the channel as quickly as possible. Thank you, students. And just click the bell icon so that I can give you the, my videos will directly go to you. Thank you, students.